Hello everyone, I am Vishaka Birhade, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics from the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. The main aim of this module is to make you understand the concepts of national income. In the last module, we have already discussed the meaning and definitions of national income. Now, elaborating further, let us understand some concepts of national income one by one. Let us see. The very first concept is gross domestic product. GDP is the total value of goods and services produced within the country during a year. It is calculated at market prices and is also known as GDP at market price. There are three different ways of measuring GDP: product method, income method and expenditure method. All these methods yield the same result because national product is equals to national income is equals to national expenditure. Now, let us understand these methods one by one. The first method is the product method. In this method, the value of all goods and services produced in different industries during a year is added up. This is also called as the value added method to GDP or GDP at factor cost by industry of origin. The items included in this are agriculture and allied services, mining, manufacturing, construction, electricity, gas and water supply, transport, communication and trade, banking and insurance, real estates and ownership of dwellings and business services, public administration and defense and other services. In short, it is the sum of gross value added. The second method is the income method. The people of a country who produce GDP during a year receive incomes for their work. Hence, this method is the sum of all factor incomes, that is wages and salaries, which is also called as compensation of employees, plus rent, plus interest, plus profits. And the last one is the expenditure method. Here, the main focus is on goods and services produced within the country during 1 year. Hence, this method includes consumer expenditure on services and durable as well as non-durable goods, which is denoted by C, investment in fixed capital such as residential and non-residential buildings, machineries and inventories, which is denoted by I, government expenditure on final goods and services, which is denoted by G, exports of goods and services produced by the citizens of the country, which is denoted by X, less imports as denoted by M. This is because imported components and expenditure on imports is excluded from GDP. Thus, GDP by expenditure method at market prices is equals to C plus I plus G plus X minus M, where X minus M is net export, which can be positive or negative. Moving ahead, the next concept is GDP at factor cost. It is the sum of net value added by all producers within the country. Since the net value added gets distributed as income to the owners of factors of production, we can write it as GDP at factor cost is equals to net value added plus depreciation. Whereas market price is the price at which a commodity is sold and purchased in the market. When a product goes to a market for sale, government levies indirect taxes such as sales tax, excise duty, etc., which is added to the factor cost of the commodity. As a result, market price becomes higher than factor cost. Conceptually, GDP at factor cost and GDP at market prices must be the same. Reason being, the factor cost of producing goods must equal the final value of goods and services at market prices. But we have already seen that the market value of goods and services is different because it always includes indirect taxes. and excludes subsidies by the government. Therefore, we can say that GDP at factor cost is equals to GDP at market prices minus indirect taxes plus subsidy. Proceeding further, we have net domestic product. It is the value of net output of the economy during the year. As some of the capital equipment wears out or becomes obsolete each year during the production process. This is certain percentage of gross investment which is deducted from the GDP. Net domestic product is equals to GDP at factor cost minus depreciation. The next concept is nominal GDP and real GDP. When GDP is measured on the basis of current prices, it is called as GDP at current prices or nominal GDP. Whereas, when GDP is calculated on the basis of fixed prices in some year, it is known as GDP at constant prices or real GDP. Nominal GDP is the value of goods and services produced in a year and is measured in terms of money at current market price. Therefore, nominal GDP will include all of the changes in the market prices that have occurred during the current year due to inflation or deflation. Inflation is defined as the rise in price level, whereas deflation is defined as the fall in the price level. But when we compare one year with the another, we usually face a problem because rupee is not a stable measure of purchasing power. Sometimes the GDP may rise satisfactorily, not because the economy has been growing rapidly, but because of inflation. In such cases, we are unable to get a real picture of the economy. To rectify this problem, we need a measure which adjusts the rising and falling prices. Hence, we measure GDP at constant prices, and this is called as real GDP. To find out real GDP, a base year is chosen when the general price level is normal, that is, there are less fluctuations in the economy. The formula for real GDP is real GDP is equals to GDP of the current year into base year upon current year index. Suppose 1990-91 is taken as the base year and GDP for 1999-2000 is rupees 6 lakh crores and the price index for this year is 300. Thus, putting the values in the formula, we get real GDP for 1999-2000 is equals to rupees 6 lakh crores into 100 divided by 300, which gives us rupees 2 lakh crores. The last one which we are going to cover in this module is the GDP deflator. It is an index of price changes of goods and services included in the GDP. It is the price index which is calculated by dividing the nominal GDP in a given year by real GDP for the same year and multiplying it by 100. Thus, GDP deflator is equals to nominal GDP upon real GDP into 100. With this, we come to an end of the video. The remaining concepts of national income will be covered in the next module. I hope you have understood the concepts of national income. Thank you for watching.